Good evening, folks. This is Deb. Here we are on day 23 of our fascist nightmare. So, just a few points, okay? Now, I want you to know that I'm on every social media site possible, okay? Every social media site possible. I'm still on Twitter watching all of these right-wing nitwits just salivating over the fact that Donald Trump has been reinstituted as the president of the United States. But be that as it may, the people I haven't heard from are the people who were part of the uncommitted movement and the Deny Harris movement over the policies that the Biden administration had on Israel and Palestine. So let's talk about where we are under Donald Trump, because it should have been abundantly clear that, voting down ballot for Democrats and then voting at the top of the ticket for Donald Trump to show your disapproval of the Biden administration policies was one of the 10 stupidest things any human being could ever do. But I digress. So here we are now with Donald Trump at the helm, and he is serious about this. So this is not a distraction, folks. He's talking about taking over the Gaza Strip, displacing the Palestinian people, and making it the Monte Carlo of the Middle East. And in case you're thinking once he's developed it, he's going to invite the people from Gaza back, there is no provision for that in his plan. So here is what Francesca Albanese said. She is a UN human rights specialist. And she held a press conference on February 5th in Copenhagen, Denmark. And this is exactly what she said about Donald Trump's plan. Quote, "This is worse than ethnic cleansing. It's forced displacement, which is an international crime." End quote. So here we are now, 4 or 5 months removed from November, and the people of Gaza are far worse off than they ever would have been had Kamala Harris been elected. Because every single country that has opposed what Donald Trump wants to do, and these are countries in the Middle East, have both invoked what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have been saying, which is a two-state solution is the only solution here. And I will put the article in the YouTube version of this video. So that's number one. Number two, we've all looked at the numbers now from the November election, and now people are out there floating the idea that voting in this country should be compulsory. For those of you who don't know what that means mandatory. And I am now all on board here, okay? We handed the House back to the Republicans in 2022 because of low voter turnout, okay? And come November 2024, we had 77 million people vote for Donald Trump. We had 75 million people vote for Kamala Harris, and we had some other odd number vote for neither of those people, maybe Jill Stein, the political opportunist of the decade. But we had 90 million people who were of legal voting age and legal voting status who did not bother to vote in November, in spite of the fact that it was abundantly clear that fascism was breathing down our necks. And no, I'm sorry, I do not want to hear that the Democrats' message was wrong. There was only one message last November: Donald Trump and fascism, Kamala Harris and democracy. Now, I don't know where you come down on that spectrum, but if you're under the Donald Trump is a fascist as a choice, then you're MAGA, okay? And you deserve what you got, okay? Because you won't be spared. So I'm sorry, folks, but I'm now in the bandwagon. Voting must be compulsory. You want to live here? You want to live in a democracy? You want to be able to have your say? Then you're going to have to do the bare minimum, and that is voting. Okay? I'm all for it. But that won't happen as long as the Republicans are in office, because just in case you're thinking they're not thinking about 2026, they are, because they have reintroduced the SAVE Act for consideration again now that they're in the majority. And that bill must be blocked in the Senate somehow by the Democrats, because that will disenfranchise millions upon millions of voters in America. The ridiculous requirements for identification will ensure that the voting rolls are cleared out. And that cannot happen, okay? So we're going to talk more about the SAVE Act, not tonight, but on Thursday. So before I go, let me point out one other thing to everyone here. We've watched Elon Musk now on his little merry little way with his merry band of freaking, just starting a teen nitwits, the big boys of, high tech, marauding their way through the government offices looking for wasteful spending. Okay? I'd like to make sure you understand exactly what's going on here. Donald Trump's 2017 tax breaks expire in 2025. These are the tax breaks he gave to the corporations and the billionaires. And he's now going to make good on his plan and his promises to give them that tax break, and even bigger than what he did in 2017. That's why he wanted the debt ceiling exploded. He did not get that. So now Elon Musk is marauding his way through the Department of Education, the Department of the Treasury, trying to steal money from you and me so that he can take care of his rich buddies, okay? Don't kid yourself. Elon Musk will benefit from this tax break too, as if he hasn't already. Okay? Understand what this is all about. It's not about fighting wasteful government spending. We all know there's wasteful spending in government. There's wasteful spending in everybody's government. Whether you live in the United States, or you live in Canada, you live in Italy, you live in England, you live in Denmark, Norway, or Sweden. There's always some waste. That's not what they're looking for. They're not looking to cut the defense budget where they could cut a significant amount of money, because Elon Musk has taken $20 million from the defense budget since 2015. They're not looking to cut that shit. They're looking to steal money from you and me so they can pay off their billionaire buddies that donated so much money to get him elected, including Elon Musk, who invested $271 million in getting this orange-faced fascist clown elected. Don't kid yourself. I hate Donald Trump, but my new number one hate is Elon Musk. I can't stand the sight of that right-wing piece of shit one more day on my social media site. This must not be allowed to happen, but it's important for all of you to understand exactly why this is happening. They could give a shit about waste. They're trying to crib together enough money to keep these people happy. The Peter Thiels and the Mark Zuckerbergs and the idiot that owns Amazon, Jeff Bezos. They're trying to keep all of these boys happy, the billionaire boys club. That's what they're trying to do here. So it's important that everybody in America understands just what this is all about. Now, two things I want to point out to you. This coming Monday, the 17th, is President's Day. In every state across the nation, people are getting together at their state house at noontime to tell the world that Donald Trump is not their president. Be there or be square. February 28th, don't spend a dime on that day. It may seem like a small thing, but you know what? We can make it bigger than that. But on February 28th, you do not need to spend money. One day, you people can stay away from the stores and stop ordering online. If you do have to spend your money at small local businesses in your neighborhoods. Okay, gang, I will talk to you again soon. We're going to talk about the SAVE Act. Have a great night.